Hey guys, lesson 1.4 for Math 8 on page 31 in your book. Grab your calculator, your pencil, and let's get started. Our objective today is to simplify powers of monomials. It's basically power of a power. It's going to make a little bit more sense once we get started, so let's do it. All right, so first thing we have is a real world link. The Marine Club at Westview Middle School purchased an aquarium. The aquarium is in the shape of a cube with a side length of 2 to the 4th inches. Use the equations to find the amount of water the aquarium will hold. Okay, so we've got a lot of stuff going on here. First, we have an aquarium, okay? That's a cube. Wow, that's gonna be awesome. Probably should have just done this myself with the other stuff. Okay, so we've got this cube, right? And we have the side length is 2 to the 4th power. That means this is 2 to the 4th power. It probably should be more of a cube instead of a rectangle, but you get the idea. And then this side back here is 2 to the 4th. Oops, that says there we go, to the 4th. All right, so it says write a multiplication expression to represent the volume of the aquarium. Well, we know that we're going to do length times width times depth. So I'm going to do 2 to the 4th times 2 to the 4th times 2 to the 4th. Then it says simplify the expression, write as a single power of 2. Well, we know that when we're multiplying with the same base, or the common base of 2, you add the exponents. So 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12. So that's going to be 2 to the 12th power. Okay, so then it says, using 2 to the 4th as a base, write a multiplication expression, 2 to the 4th, 2 to the 4th, 2 to the 4th, using an exponent. So if I have 3 2 to the 4ths, that's my common base. So I would write 2 to the 4th, put it in parentheses, and how many times am I multiplying that? 3 times. So I'm going to raise that to the 3rd power, which is what you see here. So this and this are equivalent. Well, why are they equivalent? Well, we just proved it. They both represent the same volume of that aquarium right here. They both represent same volume. Okay, they're equivalent. We've proved it by showing you how the previous lesson links us to this. Let's keep going. All right, this says use a calculator to find the volume of the tank. Sorry, I had to pause. A little bit of a jam. Okay, use a calculator to find the volume of the tank. We knew that it was 2 to the 12th. So if I use my calculator and do 2 caret 12, I'm going to get 4,096 cubic inches. It says 1 gallon of water is equal to 231 cubic inches. Write an expression to find out how many gallons of water the tank will hold if it's filled to the top. So I'm going to take 4,096 divided by 231, and when I do that, I'll just do it right now, divided by 231, I end up with, it says round to the nearest gallon. I got this, 17.7316. The nearest gallon, or the nearest whole number, is right there. Look next door. It's 5 or bigger, so it's about 18 gallons. All right, let's keep moving. All right, our key concept here is power of a power. This is where it's at. To find the power of a power, multiply the exponents. So you can see right here, 5 squared to the 3rd power. They are multiplying the exponents, 2 times 3 to get 5. If you look down here, we proved this with the aquarium situation, but we also can prove it here. 6 to the 4th to the 5th power means I have 6 to the 4th power 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We know that we can add exponents when they're the same base, so we're adding that all together, or I could do 4 times 5 to get 20. So there's how that's proved. Multiply the exponents. Oh, it's Miss McElroy. Hold on one second. She came and went, guys. All right, so let's move on to the next example. Okay, simplify using the laws of exponents. Okay, so 8 to the 4th to the 3rd power. Let me pull out my selector. All right, so I'm going to multiply the powers together, end up with 12. K to the 7th to the 5th power. That means I would have 5 k to the 7s. So I can take 7 times 5. k to the 35th power. Okay, let's try a few on your own. Remember, you're going to multiply the exponents. Whoops. So go ahead, pause the video, try these 3 problems. I'll come back at you with the answers in just a second. Okay, so 2 to the 5th squared is 2 to the 10th. Multiply the powers together. W to the 4th to the 6th power is going to be 6 times 4 is 24, so W to the 24th power. And lastly, we can multiply all these together. This is going to be 3 times 2 to the 2 times 3 times 2 power. So 2 times 3 times 2, that's going to be 6, 12. So 3 to the 12th power. I would leave it as a power. If you want to go ahead and do 3 to the 12th power and figure out what that is, you're welcome to do that. I will accept this as an answer though. Okay, now let's do power of a product. To find the power of a product, meaning something we're multiplying together, find the power of each factor and multiply. Let's look at what that looks like as an example. So 6x squared, all of that to the 3rd power, that little 3, man, it's so small, gets distributed to the 6 and to the 2. See how they've done it here? They're raising the 6 to the 3rd power, and then they're raising x squared to the 3rd power. So that's going to look like this. 6 to the 3rd power gives me 216, and then x squared to the 3rd power, multiply those exponents together, 2 times 3, that gives me 6 right here. Okay? So let's look at how that comes out in actuality. All right, so 3a squared to the 5th power means I'm going to have 3a squared 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to group all my bases the same. So 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So I multiplied 3 5 times to get 243. I'm going to do a squared 5 times because it's to this 5th power right here. So that's a squared, a squared, a squared, a squared, a squared. Add all of those together to give me 10. That's where they got this from. Or multiply the exponents together. All right. Once you've completed that, you can group it all together, 243a to the 10th power. Okay, let's try some. Simplify using laws of exponents. So I gotta get my selector back. I don't know where my pin bar disappeared to. All right, simplify using laws of exponents. 4p to the 3rd to the 4th power. Distribute that 4 exponent to the original coefficient of 4 and distribute the 4 to the 3rd power. When you simplify it out, 4 to the 4th is 256, and p to the 12th is from that 3 times 4. Let's look at another example. I'm going to get my pin out. We're going to distribute this 5 to the 2, to the 7, and to the 6. All right, so let's look at what the answer tells us to do. -2 to the 5th power, good. M to the 7th times the 5th power, and n to the 6th times the 5th power. I've distributed it in there. When we simplify it out, you get -32, -2 times -2 times -2 times -2 times -2. M to the 35, that's from here, 7 times 5, and n to the 30th, that's from here. Again, all I did was distribute that 5th power to everything that's inside the parentheses. You're going to try it now. Distribute it all to everything that's inside. Practice, practice, practice. It's totally okay if you get it wrong because you can rerun the video and do it again. Okay, so pause the video, try it now, and I will have the answers in just a second. Okay, pen. Okay, so here you should have distributed the 2 to the 8 and the 2 to the 9. So 8 squared, and then b 9 times 2. So 8 squared is 64. B to the 9 times 2 is 18. All right, number E, distribute the 4 to the 6 and then multiply it by all those exponents. So 6 to the 4th, x to the 5 times 4, y to the 11 times 4. You end up with, oh man, what's 6 to the 4th? I can't do that off the top of my head. 6 to the 4th is 1296, and then x to the 20, and y to the 44. Last one, distribute in there. So we're going to have -5 to the 3rd, -125, Again, distribute, distribute, distribute. And then I'm going to have W. Oh man, now I can't even see it because I wrote all over it. I'm going to erase. Then I will have, dang it, pen, W to the 6th, because 2 times 3 is 6, and then Z to the 8 times 3 is 24. All right, let's move along. All right, last one. Well, that's not the last one. All right, get my selector out. This is just a word problem. A magazine offers a special service to its subscribers. If they scan the square logo shown on a smartphone, they can receive special offers from the magazine. I'm sure you guys have done this before. Find the area of the logo. So area is side squares, or side times side, which is the same thing. So we're going to plug in. The side length is 7a to the 4th b. So very weird side. So we're going to square it. Distribute everything. Distribute this 2 to everything inside and to the b. So 7 squared, a to the 4th squared, and b to the 1st power squared. Remember, if it doesn't have an exponent, the exponent is 1. All right, now we are going to reveal this, see what we get. Awesome. 7 squared is 49. A to the 8th, that's from here, and b squared from there. So the area of the logo is 49 a to the 8th b squared square units. That's a mouthful. All right, stop and reflect. How do you know when an expression is in simplest form? Okay, there's 3 things you need to look for. You need to look for, is each base only listed one time? Are there any powers of powers left? And are all the fractions in simplest form? If these 3 are all true, then you've simplified all the way down. All right, here's your guided practice for today. You need to do these 7 problems. We will reveal answers tomorrow when you come to class for bell work, so be ready. Again, if you missed any part of this or you want to watch it again, please feel free to do so. All right, see you on the flip side.